Hey everybody, Alaskan Trapper here. I'm here in my little trapping store in Tok, Alaska. It's called Ted's Fur Shed. I manufacture silver products here in my little place. I call them Hanson's Outdoor and Trapping Products, or HOT products for short. So when you look in our catalog, you'll understand what HOT products means. Anyways, we're putting our catalog online. So I wanted to explain a few things that are in there. Some of the HOT products most of you probably never seen before. So I just wanted to explain how they work and what we got. So first off, I wanted to explain, I've been trapping here since 1966. Started out with rabbits and squirrels. In 1972 I started longline, and I've been trapping ever since. So got about 50 years experience trapping, and I've come up with several innovations for my own stuff, and I thought I'd bring them to market. So anyway, this is what I call a hot latch. It has a turnbuckle and a loop. Now you've seen these on the market. These things are worthless, right? They've been offered. You slip in a hole and but you jiggle it around, it falls out. They don't work at all. This here is a whole other story. This loop makes all the difference with this turnbuckle. It's a pretty simple system. You just stick through the hole here, turn it, and you're all hooked up. Your traps, your snares. I use it on everything. I use it on my wolf traps for drags or for fastening the tree. I use it on my cat traps, and I use it on my marten traps because it's really fast. It's easy to change out. With the body grippers, you have to take your trap and put a new one in there, and it's real fast to do. So I got several examples of how you do it and how they work and what we have. We have what we call hot latches, which is this. This is just a hot latch, and this actually goes on a trap with a J-hook. I have them on all my traps. I got about 40 dozen traps. The whole reason this came about is when I got up about 20-25 dozen traps, I had to have a faster system than wiring it to a tree, and I totally against having wire, plastic, and all that stuff left in the woods. I wanted a more eco-friendly system, and I tried the dog snaps, and I tried the clips that you use, but the problem is it's all about being scent free. And so these stay on your traps. You boil, dye, and wax them every year when you do your traps. And so this cable lasts for a long time. I've got traps out there that are 20 years old. Cables are still good. Hardly ever have to change one unless it gets really twisted real bad and kinked. Anyways, and this hot latch is totally reusable. Once you buy one, you can use it forever. There's nothing to go wrong with it, no moving parts. That's why it's so much better than any of the other clips. Anyways, I have all these on all my traps. For example, here's my number 5 wolf trap that I use. You just put it around the tree, slip it through the loop, and you're out of there. It's just that quick to hook up, just that fast to undo. When you end of year, you're pulling traps, you're out there. I use it on my cat traps like this right here. I use number 3s on all my cats. So I use an 1/8" hot latch for wolves, and I use a 3/32 for everything else. But it's really fast and quick, easy to put your traps out, especially when you're putting out 20-30 dozen traps. And also, I use it for drags on my wolves. And here's my typical setup. You've got the log. I assume most of you do that with your tree. You put a groove in there with your chainsaw. Put this around here. This loop around it. And you can do this with your gloves on, which is one of the big benefits of it. So you cinch it up around here, but anytime you're on a drag and not on a tree, you have to put a safety wire on there. You absolutely have to do it. And so, it doesn't really matter what gauge you use. It's just a safety, and there's no pressure on it at all. They're not pulling on it at all, but the whole key is to put the wire through the loop. You put it through the loop and then just wire the loop onto the log, put your wire in the groove. You probably want to tighten that with your plier, but as long as that wire is through that loop, this will never come off. And I've had, before I learned the little trick about putting a 10, 15, 20 foot extension on my drags, I've had them drag this thing for half a mile, never had a problem. There's 4 or 5 other reputable trappers in Alaska use these all the time and love them. They get more from me all the time. I put them out for testing. I haven't really put them out to the public yet, and I'm going to explain how they work and offer them for sale. But anyways, whenever I do a wolf trap, I always put an extension on. If you use say a 15-foot extension, put between your drag them there, they won't go anywhere. The cable will hang up and they'll be done. And the extensions, different than the hot latch, has a big loop on it. This big loop is real simple to use. The big loop is so you can slip it through there, slip your trap through the loop, and you're on there. And then, so it's the same thing. You got your hot latch on the end here, put it around your log, put your safety wire in. Away you go. Real slick system, real reliable, 100% reliable, never been a failure. In 10 years of use between me and all the other guys. And then they also work for snares. A lot of guys like these long 8-10 foot 8-inch cables for wolves. And the beauty of this system is that you can hang your snare first. You can pick your loop size where you want to put it up on the wire. Like so. And then anchor your wire to the tree. So then you know what you got left. Instead of, if you have a loop on here and you're going to run her first and hang it, you got this great big loop hanging down. And the whole trick about snaring is trying to hang your animal. So with this hot latch, you can put it around the tree and you can take up whatever slack you need to by wrapping it around, because you can hook your latch anywhere at any time. So anyways, you put it around there a few times, put your latch through, and then you don't have a big loop hanging out, so your animal's going to wrap up and hang up. So it's a real benefit for that. And then of course, easy to take down. Your cable isn't too tight with an animal in it. It's just as easy to undo it, pop it off, and you're out of there. Now I personally have gone to all the other kind of snares we make with I put 6 foot of 9 wire and a 60-inch loop on my wolf snares. This is what I use, my go-to snare. Same as cats. I use a 11 or 14. I either use an 11 single or 14 double. They both work real well. I use 1x1 19 cables, and I load all the ones that are built with a wire because it's real tough to load them afterwards. These kind are easy to load because you can open it up. So anyways, that goes over the trap fastening and snare fastening. I wanted to go over, I have what I call a Posi-Lock Martin box and Wolverine box. And this is a Wolverine box, and what makes it work is this dowel right here. You take your set trap, you slide it over that board down there, then you take your dowel and you slide it between the jaws and put your pin back in. And what that does is make the Wolverines have a tendency to try to knock the trap off. This trap is totally secure. You can't knock it out. And when it fires, of course, the trap comes flying out, you know, like a typical box. But that holds it secure in there, and so they can't knock it out. It helps tremendously. I make these double-ended boxes. I call them Posi-Lock boxes with the holes in there. And I also make what I call a Posi-Lock Martin box. It has these 2 pins in here that you put in. Well, it worked out well. Anyways, the beauty of the pins is that when it goes off, it holds your trap. The trap doesn't come out. When you put your pins in, they lock. There's pressure on there. So anyways, your Martin comes up, runs into your trap, and it's hung on those pins, which I like a lot, especially down here because I use the horizontal box, and that way my Martin is just hanging there. It still isn't on the ground. Doesn't matter as much with these. Adds a couple of seconds, but they go in real easy. Hold on. There's your trap. They still stack really good even with those pins on them because they're screwed on the outside edge here where nothing touches. So you can still stack them. They stack really well. You can get a lot of them in a sled. That's what I like about these little boxes. I've been using them for years. It's my go-to box anyway. And they can come with or without the the pins, the posi lock pins. They'll stay the conventional way also. Okay. So that covers that stuff. I wanted to go over a few things in the store. We got 10 fur, of course. There's used traps we sell on our catalog. And there's our hot latches up there. They come in latches for traps that has a little loop, or they come with extensions with a great big loop so you can slip your traps through. Makes it a real easy system to put together. We make any kind of snare you might want. But, the most popular is kind with the wire. And then all of our conventional snares have the hot latch on the end, so they go up real quick and fast. Even the fox, cat snares, all that. So then the other hot product I wanted to introduce you to is I modify my own wolf traps. I do it a little bit different than the Bridger wolf trap. So we put main springs on, first thing I do. Same as the other side. Makes a super strong trap. Makes it so strong your Bridger setters aren't going to work. You put your Bridger setters there, they're just going to bend over there. It's real powerful. So anyways, I weld up the frame, weld up all of the swivel J-hooks. I put this strap across here. The whole problem with wolf and wolverine trapping on these traps is they put a bolt in here to secure this pin on the fact from when you get a wolfer from Bridger. That's fine holding the pin, but it doesn't keep them from prying this off. So I weld this strap on all 3 spots. You gotta replace the pin to replace the spring, but I have never had to replace springs on mine. I've had them going 25 or 30 years. So anyways, that really helps that a wolf or wolverine can't chew this off, take the springs off, because they chew their springs off. A lot of times they can pull out. The dog is welded up as well. And then I weld loops on the end of these jaws in case you get that 140-pound wolf that can bend the jaws. They can't come out. No matter how hard they pull on this frame, they aren't going to come out. So that's my wolf trap, and then I put a hot latch on it. It comes with a hot latch. So that's what I call Ted's Wolfer. We have for sale for a wolf trap here. At Ted's Fur Shed, it's a little better trap, in my opinion, than the Bridger Wolfer. And then I make a Super 3. And the purpose of it, I put these in my cat traps, but first off, of course, I put the number 5 secondary spring. This is a number 3 and this is a number 5 secondary. That's the difference. But anyways, it makes these a real strong trap. On this trap, I put a strap on here and I weld the pin and I weld it to the body. And the purpose of that is, like, every year I get 1 or 2 wolverine in my cat sets, and it'll hold them. This trap will hold them fine until they chew them springs off, and they'll chew them springs off and then pull out. So this saves me a 1 or 2 wolverines every year just by having that strap on there and them heavier springs. And of course I weld the swivel J-hook, and then it comes with a hot latch also. This is what we call Ted's Super 3. That's what I use on my cat sets, just because it saves me the occasional wolverine. It actually almost works better on wolverine because they can't get their mouth in there to chew off their foot like they do on a 5 if they get on a 5. And then our last hot product, of course, is lure. I make Meowts. This is my oldest one. I've had this for, well, my dad made it in the 50s, and then I modified it a little. I waterproofed it a little more, or weatherproofed it a little more, and added a couple of things to it. And I've caught hundreds and hundreds of cats with this stuff over the years. This is catnap. Here, this is the next one I made. I made this one about, I don't know, 9-10 years ago. It works really well also. I think it works as equally well as Meowts. They're both dynamite cat lures. And then I come out with a new one too. Well, just last year basically. I've been testing it. It seems to work really well. It's got that new silver vine in it as one of the ingredients. All of my stuff has a lot of alcohol in it, so it don't freeze because our temperatures get cold around here. So it's real thin and it stays thin in cold weather. That's the 3 lures that I make. I make a couple of Martin lures. I don't have any this year. I'll have some next year. And of course we'll have a lot more products next year in our store. So that's our little trapping store. I think I covered everything. I'll get anything, forgot anything, I'll get it in the next video. See you later.